Hi friends, once again KT sir is here with a new concept from the chapter circle. If you are new to the video, please subscribe my channel, and if you have missed my earlier videos, you can check the playlist of algebra and geometry from my channel. You will get lot of videos related to concepts of mathematics. Let's start with the video. In this video, we are going to talk about a theorem. Let's have a look at the statement. Congruent chords of a circle are equidistant from the center of the circle. Now what is given? The circle is there which has congruent chords. That means there are two chords which are congruent. For example, chord AB and chord CD, and they both are congruent. And what you're supposed to prove? You're supposed to prove they are equidistant from the center of the circle. Equidistance. Again, starting of the video में मैंने बताया है. Whenever we talk about equidistance, we talk about perpendicular. So here I can say that PM is perpendicular to AB and PN is perpendicular to CD. And you're supposed to prove PM is congruent to PN or PM is equals to PN. This you are supposed to prove. Now, let's start without wasting the time. Now, again, as you know, whenever you have to prove two things equal, we always need the help of a triangle. So there is a small construction, and the construction is join PA and PC. Now you got two right angle triangles. Which right angle triangles you got? Triangle PMA and PNC. Now first of all, let's talk about chord AB. Now see, PM is perpendicular to chord AB. So we know one theorem. Segment joining the center of a circle perpendicular to the chord bisects the chord. So in other words, I can say AM is half of AB. And the reason is perpendicular drawn from the center of a circle to the chord bisects the chord. Same way, if I talk about chord CD, now again PN is perpendicular to chord CD. So therefore I can say CN is half of chord CD. And reason for both is perpendicular drawn from the center of a circle to the chord bisects the chord. Now next part, let's have a look at this. Now see, if chords are equal, then their half also has to be equal. So if my AB is equals to CD, then I can say AM will be equals to CN. That is from equation 1, 2 and 3. Let's have a look now about the triangle. Now in triangle PMA and triangle PNC, now as you know both are right angle triangle. तो मैंने क्या सिखाया है? सबसे पहले चेक करो हाइपोटेन्यूज कॉन्ग्रुएंट है क्या, अगर है तो और एक पेयर ऑफ साइड कॉन्ग्रुएंट है क्या, है तो then both the triangles are always congruent by hypotenuse side test. Now here if you observe both are right angle triangle, so angle PMA is equals to major angle PNC, each of 90 degree. Then hypotenuse PA is congruent to hypotenuse PC, radii of the same circle, and just now we have proved AM is equals to CN. Now in right angle triangle, hypotenuse is congruent, one pair of side is congruent. So therefore I can say both the triangles are congruent by hypotenuse side test. You can also say they are congruent by RHS test. It's one and the same. Now since the triangles are congruent, the remaining elements are also congruent. When I say remaining elements, I am talking about the remaining third pair of side, that is PM and PA. So now PM will be congruent to PN, and the reason is CSCT. We can also write it as CPCT. Now if PM is congruent to PN, therefore you can say PM is equals to PN. Friends, I want you all to note one thing. This theorem is not only limited to the congruent chords of a same circle. Means if we have the congruent chords in a congruent circles, then also the chords will be equidistant from the center. So this theorem stands true for a same circle as well as for congruent circles. So do keep this in mind. In sums, you may come across whether two circles are congruent and the two chords may be congruent. So then both the chords will be equidistant from the center. Now let's move towards one sum for better understanding. Now radius of a circle is 10 centimeter. The length of two chords of length 16 centimeter each. What will be the distance of these chords from the center of the circle? Now let's break this into parts. We have a circle whose radius is 10 centimeter. Then there are two chords of length 16 centimeter each. Now there are two chords, both are of equal length 16. So let's take chord AB of 16 and CD of 16. And what will be the distance of this chord? They have asked us to find the distance. Now to find the distance, of course, we need a perpendicular. So I have taken PM perpendicular to as AB because that will be the distance of chord AB from the center P. Now in other words, we have to find that PM and PN. So let's start with the sum without wasting your time. Now see, we know the length of the chord, we know the radius, we also have the perpendicular from the center to the chord. Now first, if I talk about PM, it is perpendicular to chord AB. So in other words, I can say AM is half of AB. Why? Perpendicular drawn from the center of a circle to the chord bisects the chord. So in other words, next step we can write AM is equals to half of 16 because the length of each chord is 16. So 2 ones are 2 eights are. So AM becomes 8 centimeter. I hope you have understood till here. Now see, in right triangle PMA, we know the length of hypotenuse, we know the length of AM. Can we get PM? Yes, by applying Pythagoras theorem. So when we apply the Pythagoras theorem, what do we get? We get PA square is equals to PM square plus AM square. Now PA कितना है 10, so it will become 10 square is equals to PM square plus 8 square. Now 10 square is 100 and 8 square is 64. When we shift 64 on left hand side, it becomes minus 64. So it is 100 minus 64. That will give us 36. Now when you take the square root of 36 is 6. So in other words, we get the PM as 6 centimeter. Now in the beginning of the sum, they have mentioned the two chords of length 16 centimeter each. In other words, the chords are equal. If the chords are equal, just now we have studied that whenever the chords are equal, they are equidistant from the center. So in other words, I can say the PM has to be equals to PN. But since PM we got it as 6 centimeter, we'll get PN also as 6 centimeter. I hope you must have understood this sum. I hope you are enjoying the videos. Please share these videos with your friends. Also like and subscribe my channel for the regular updates. Thank you.